Hi, and welcome to keep turning that on. Welcome to midday tip number 9. Today I would like to talk to you about this very important tip, and that is that you need to have a brand promise. Your brand promise is all about what you are going to give your customer. You want to alleviate a pain point for them. You want to make sure that you are addressing any kind of concerns that they have. Now, this is quite challenging because your clients probably have a bunch of different challenges or concerns or worries or needs that they have. So how do you pick just one? And here's the thing, if you're going to have a brand promise, you need to make sure that you don't have 4 or 5 promises. Because the reality is if you have a bunch of promises, chances are you're going to drop the ball on 1 or 2 of them at any particular time. However, if you have one promise that you focus on each and every day, everybody within the business, this is their key focus point that they want to work on every single day, then you are bringing all of yourself to that promise, and there's less of a chance that you're going to let somebody down. If you do let somebody down when it comes to your brand promise, it means that you need to move mountains to fix it. Because what happens is when you let somebody down when it comes to a promise, that affects your reputation. And what we don't want to do is damage your reputation. However, if you are pitching up every single day and you're delivering on your brand promise, you will build a reputation for that element of reliability and solving the problem that they have. So I want to give you a couple of examples. With White River Design, as an example, which is my branding studio, we have identified that for clients, they're really concerned when it comes to their branding as to, well, what if they don't like it? What if we go down this avenue and they decide that none of the designs that we've come up with are the ones that hit the nail on the head? Well, our promise to our clients is that we will create a brand that they will be proud of, okay? And the idea behind that is our promise. That is what we are going to create. We want to create a brand that you're going to be proud of. And so if it means that we have to work extra time to get that delivered, then this is what our promise is to them. Of course, we put all types of measures in place to avoid that from happening. We take very, very comprehensive briefs. We do the strategy session. We make sure that we are communicating with the client every step of the way to avoid all of that. Sometimes we get a client who just changes their mind. That is not the same thing. So we kind of work with our clients to make sure that we're always delivering brands that they can be proud of. What you want to do when you're looking at your brand promise is you want to focus on what your clients' main key pain points are. Now, some of them are going to be pain points that they communicate quite openly. These would be things that they would talk about around the barbecue or just to friends or associates. There's nothing too emotionally connected to the challenges. But then there are those pain points that are keeping them up at night. Things that are really concerning them. And these are the ones that you want to address in your brand promise to see how you can really connect with them. So another story is a company that I was working with. These guys are not-for-profit. They work with the youth in crisis, kids from the age of 12 to 24. So a very wide range and a wide range of challenges that these young people face. Now, they couldn't promise people or these kids that when they go home, it's going to be safe, that the bullying at school is going to stop, that they will have a bed for them to sleep in. They can't promise all of those things because on a day-to-day basis, things might change. Situations are sometimes out of their control. However, when we went through the whole problem-solving side of things, one of the key things that came up once we dug really deep was that for these kids, for a lot of them, they are finding that whether they're at home, whether they're at school, even their friends, they felt like people weren't listening to them. And so this was a massive pain point for these kids. So what happens is that when they now come to this organization, from the CEO to the receptionist to all the caseworkers in between, their promise is that they will listen. And they said an amazing amount of problems get solved if someone can just talk and have somebody to listen to them. And so now their brand promise is simply, we listen. And it has been so powerful for this organization because that's something that those kids can get. They can understand that. And when everybody in the organization has permission to stop and simply listen, it brings so much credibility to that business. And they found that the connections that they've had with those kids have been unbelievable. So these young people who are just needing someone to listen have a place to now go to. So that brand promise really resonates with their customer. So I want you to have a think about, what are the main pain points that your customer might have? What can you promise them that will alleviate that? Because most businesses focus on their mission and their vision, which is great, but it's all about them, right? It's all about you and your business, your mission, your vision. It's all about you. When it comes to the brand promise, we flip that narrative and we make it all about your customer. So I would like to challenge you to have a think about what kind of pain points your clients have and what kind of brand promise you can give to your customers to give them a sense of comfort in working with your business. I would love to hear what you come up with, so feel free to post any of your ideas in the comments below, and I'd love to hear how you go with that. I will see you tomorrow at midday for your next branding tip.